animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. This time, it's the rats, who also happen to be the presidents and the CEOs of the biggest clubs in world football.
Denya's on fire. Nah.
Fucking ruining football.
Hey Dania, what's up? Why are you so angry?
I'm just really thrown off about this whole football leagues thing. I think this could be really bad for world football.
Why?
I'll tell you. Let's sit down. This is gonna take a minute. Oh gosh. So for those of you who don't know already or haven't had time to read the article in Der Spiegel is a huge German magazine, and they have their own task force dedicated to the football leaks issue. So we can say allegedly, but in my opinion, their sources are pretty good. Football leaks. This is enormous, okay? This threatens to change everything we know and have known about football. We have to go back to 2015, the end, when an American named Charlie Stilitano proposes and goes back and looks at a topic that, you know, people have been talking about for around 30 years. This whole concept of a European Super League with the top powers in European football. Now, he makes a new proposal and he sends it to Real Madrid. And in this new proposal, he talks about the biggest teams in Europe playing in the Super League. But the difference is that he speaks about 500 million euros of revenue.
500 million euros.
For these teams. So now, people are really starting to listen. Okay, so Real Madrid gets this new proposal. And what do? They unite 7 powers in world football. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, AC Milan, Manchester United, Arsenal, and Bayern Munich. We'll call them the football mafia. So also around this time, we need to cue none other than Bayern Munich. We have Michael Gerlinger, Manu?
Michael Gerlinger.
Yeah, okay, so we'll leave it at Michael. He's the head of Bayern's legal department. And what he does is contract an international law firm to start looking at all these little things. Like, for example, how can Bayern leave the Bundesliga? And do they have to let their players play for the national team? Also, things like what would potential repercussions be if they were to actually leave the Bundesliga? Can you imagine the Bundesliga without Bayern? And can you imagine the German national team without Hummels and Boateng? Actually, I can. It kind of looks good for Jogi Löw. Something that we should also note is that Gerlinger is having this team of lawyers look into memorandums that he got paid to make. Excuse me, I just vomited. So I should also mention the ECA, which is the European Club Association. Essentially, it's a body that protects and promotes European football. I'm going to read their mission statement. ECA exists to protect and promote European club football. Its aim is to create a new, more democratic governance model that truly reflects the key role of the clubs. Remember that, because the chairman of the ECA is none other than one of the 2 Bayern bosses, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. The ECA is meeting and they're discussing things like how to promote Champions League, how to make changes to it, maybe we'll add another tournament to boost revenue, and he is proposing ideas. Ciao!
Seid ihr vom Fernsehen?
Ja!
Welcher Sender?
Deutsche Welle!
Deutsche Welle, okay.
Anyways, so he's talking to the ECA and they're trying to think of how we can make European football better. He also is making quips and digs at FIFA, saying that FIFA needs to be more transparent and more honest. Bro, you're doing all this while your lawyer is legally trying to undo everything you're talking about. Ew. Remember this guy?
Möchte vielleicht in diesem Zusammenhang mal daran erinnern an Artikel.
That's Rummenigge. He's stating the German First Amendment, which is that the dignity of people is inviolable. That's convenient. So from here, what starts to happen is a lot of bullshit. Meetings between the American and the big clubs in England, and meetings between the football mafia. And then the football mafia starts to push UEFA because essentially If the biggest clubs in Europe, which are the most profitable clubs in Europe, withdraw from UEFA competitions, where's UEFA going to get their money from? So when they start to propose reforms, UEFA at first is like, hold on, bro, I don't think you understand how this works. But then they realize that they have to do something or else they're going to lose the biggest clubs. So what happens is UEFA reforms a little bit. And what happens? All these changes do are favor the big clubs and make the rich richer. Ha! And we thought they changed Champions League to make it more interesting for the fans. Yeah. So fast forward to where we are now, November 2018. This concept is supposed to be revisited again, this time with 11 clubs that are considered the founders and 5 initial guests. Now these founders can't be relegated for at least 20 years. So what's the point of this again? Hold on a sec, look at this. So apparently these are supposed to be the founders. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, Juve, the usual suspects. Then we have here the initial guests, who's Atletico, Dortmund, Marseille, Inter, and Roma. So these changes would be supposedly coming into effect in 2021, with the documents supposed to be signed sometime in November of 2018. Rummenigge and Bayern have said they know nothing about this. They have no idea what anyone's talking about. A couple of other teams declined to comment. But just because nobody says anything about it doesn't mean they're not going to sign it in secret. Football's supposed to be for the fans anyway. So why don't we go see what some fans think about this? Do you speak English?
No.
What do you think if Bayern left the Bundesliga to play in the Super League?
I don't know. I like Borussia Dortmund.
You like Dortmund?
Yeah.
So what if Dortmund left the Bundesliga?
It's not good for the Bundesliga.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you don't like the Super League?
No.
Thanks.
Please.
Yeah, it's a lot of commercials in football, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I like the game, but not everything around it.
Well, if there's a Super League, then it's all going to be about money, so.
Yeah, I think it's fine with the Champions League and Bundesliga, but
Yeah. Don't change
I
it
guess.
if it works?
yeah, probably, yeah.
All right. Thank you very
All right,
much.
thanks. Bye-bye.
I'm playing American football, but not soccer.
American football.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the real football.
Not really.
They need to play against smaller teams in the same leagues. Yeah. It's my opinion. It's my opinion.
I agree with you.
You agree? Thank you so much. Bye.
Like if the best teams in Europe
Yes.
made their own league, so like Bayern and Dortmund left
So
the
the
Bundesliga.
best team you want.
Yeah.
The best team in the world now is Paris Saint-Germain.
All right, so maybe people haven't fully understood the implications of a Super League. My opinion, as both a player and a fan, football has given me some of the best and worst emotions of my entire life. Can you imagine a world without Liverpool Everton or Roma Lazio? What kind of a world is that? The derbies, deep-seated emotions, the passion for football. And you know what? The novelty of the big games like Man City, Man United, or Chelsea, Real Madrid is the fact that they don't happen every week.
What was that?
I have no idea. Okay, so these games don't happen every week, so we really look forward to them. And we have a tournament where the best of the best play for something. We don't need to change the Champions League. Also, if you take away relegation and promotion in football, what are you actually playing for? This isn't the NBA. This is not the NFL. We don't need that in football. We need the competition. We need the small teams. We need Crystal Palace and Bournemouth and Cagliari and all these little teams to make football exciting. So please, don't do this Super League. It's not good. We don't want to get to the point where the only reason we watch football is just to see the commercials and the halftime show. All right, guys, I need to relax, so that's enough for today. But let me know what you think about this new European Super League, and we'll chat about it. As usual, be sure to follow me on Instagram and DW Kickoff on Instagram. Subscribe, you know the drill. And next week, we have our show on a different day because we're going to be watching Der Klassiker, Dortmund against Bayern, a game which in a few years might not even be a part of the Bundesliga anymore. See you then.